Yes, a very good morning, everyone. Welcome to Mount Panorama, Bathurst, Australia, and welcome to the Liqui Moly 2015 Bathurst 12-hour race. There is a lot of excitement here on the mountain. Of course, it is only the early hours. There's still quite a chill in the air, but this pit lane is a hive of activity as crews get set for what is going to be a fantastic 12-hour race. 169 drivers are here. They represent 15 countries. This is a truly international event and a great test of endurance. We know this circuit. We know the challenges it presents. We know how difficult it is, and that's what we're looking forward to seeing today. Already we've seen some incredible developments this weekend. The fastest officially recorded lap in the history of Mount Panorama. And we've seen 5 different manufacturers occupy the top 5 spots on the grid. We've got an Audi on pole position. We've got a Lamborghini on second. And this, the Nissan GTR, is third on the grid. Now, it was involved in an incident yesterday afternoon. It went into the cutting, suffered severe damage. It was taken into a workshop in Bathurst at 6:30 last night. At 11:30, it returned to the...
Wolfgang Reip, you are starting your first time Bathurst. It's your second trip to the mountain, but you didn't get a lot of laps last year. You get to start the car this year. How are you feeling?
Yeah, I feel quite excited. I think we've shown so far that the car was really good here. So yeah, I can't wait to take the start. I think 5 minutes to go, and I hope everything goes well, and we will see where we are after 2 hours.
The mechanics had a bit of work to do on your car last night. Did it feel back to normal on your one lap around the mountain this morning, mine being at very slow speed?
Yeah, they worked very hard all the night to repair the car, and now of what I've done so far, all feels great.
Thanks and good luck, Wolfie. Back to John in the booth.
Thanks, Shay. We're going to count down to the race start. We'll get a break out of the way before we go racing so we can show you as much as the start as possible. The start of the Liqui Moly Bathurst 12-hour is coming your way at time. This is the grid thanks to Michelin. The young Belgian driver Laurent Vantor will start this race from pole position after an amazing job, but it will be Marco Mappelli who starts the 15 car. Alongside him, Roger Largo, the owner driver in the number 32 JBS Racing Lamborghini, will start from the front row of the grid, though it looks like Steve Owen will be in that car. Wolfie Reip in the Nissan starts car number 35 from third place. They've been very strong so far this weekend. The AF Corsa Ferrari is fourth. Car 77, Stephen White behind the wheel. Then Darryl O'Young in the Aston Martin. 5 different brands in the top 5. Mok Wen Sung, the Asian GT champion, starts the Clearwater Racing Ferrari from the next row of the grid. Then it's Jack LeBrock in the Erebus Motorsport Mercedes-Benz SLS AMG. Car number 36. Richard Muscat behind the wheel of that one. Clark Quinn in the McLaren, the Australian GT champion of 2 years ago, starts the 12C. Then Christopher Meese in the Audi. Graham Smith in, or Smith I should say, Guy Smith that is, in the Bentley in car number 10. And Stephen Richards, a Triple Bathurst 1000 winner, goes from just outside the top 10 in the Lamborghini.
The clock's running, guys.
Clock's running. The cars are rolling behind the AMG CLS 63. So effectively, we are now racing. So for those of you who aren't used to this, perhaps coming to us for the first time, and there are many of you, then what we're seeing now is effectively a safety car start. 2015, which is ready to go green. The huge crowd on the front straight and around the mountain are going to get their money's worth today, and so will you as you stay with us. It is the pole sitter, the 15 of Marcus Finkelhoff, who brings them around. Beautiful 2x2 start, waiting for the green flag, and the first of the big classics is underway in 2015. Watch for the guys diving down the inside into Hell Corner. It looks like a clean start all the way back 3-4 breast as they went into the tight left-hander at the start of this race, and it is just a huge amount of light as they head up the mountain straight for the first time. Bit of dust there. There was somebody went wide. I have no idea who it was in the darkness.
Good luck picking who's who, but Steve Owen got away pretty well in the JBS Racing Lamborghini, side by side to Griffin's Bend at the top. It's an Audi leading though, so it will be Winkelhock in the 15 car. The pole sitter got a good start. Owen was away smartly, went round the outside, but that's a Nissan GTR in second place with Wolfgang Reip behind the wheel. Good start for the Nissan. Darryl O'Young in the mix. The Aston Martin looks like it's got net gain as well.
Reip
to see
the second place, John, but I think he was looking there for the lead in turn 3. Didn't quite make it, and it's the Audi that leads up onto the mountain.
I love people flashing lights in the early part of the race. We're halfway around lap 1. Let's flash me lights, because I'm sure he's going to pull over and wave me by. Not going to happen. At the head of the field, the Audi has the yellowish tinge on the headlights. At least we can see that. And Wolfie Reip has been scored in the lead as they've gone over the top. Now, let's see if we can get visual confirmation of that. Our Nissan leading on the mountain. That would be a brilliant start for the young man who came through the GT Academy. We might just have lost the transponder on one of the cars because everybody's moving up. Let's check it out. No, there's the Audi. You can see the headlights as they go through the Falcon Elbow for the first time.
Yeah, Audi leads. It looks like Nissan second and Lamborghini third, with Steve Owen, veteran around this place, doing the job for the JBS team that have been so fast, and already 10 car lengths for Marcus Winkelhock leading down Conrod Straight for the first racing time at speed. These GT3 cars will do 285 kilometres an hour. They'll be flat through the kink at the chase. They'll break at about 120 metres before the top of the hill at the Michelin Chase. Get the car turned in and complete the first lap at speed for the 2015 Liqui Moly Bathurst 12 Hour. Winkelhock, your leader. Reip in second. Steve Owen sits in third. Darryl O'Young is fourth. Steve Wyatt fifth for AF Corsa Ferrari as they cross the line for the first time at speed.
And the crowd on the front straight are making some noise here. We can almost see them above the sound of the engines. And it is Winkelhock, Reip, Owen, Darryl O'Young, then Steve Wyatt, Muscat, Meese, Clark Quinn in the mix as well in 8th position. Steve Richards and Guy Smith in the first of the Bentleys in 10th position. Stefano Telly, another Le Mans winner, 2 together there. 1998 and 2003 Le Mans winners in 10th and 11th position. That is the quality of the field here on the mountain.
So gains for Darryl O'Young, 2-time winner of this motor race, driving for his own team this time around, Craft Bamboo Racing out of Asia. The Aston Martin Vantage V12 going well, 4th place behind Steve Owen. Also, another 2-time winner has made ground on the opening lap. Christopher Meese, the young German, has got himself up a few places. He's now 7th, correction, in the Hallmark Property Group Audi.
6 different cars in the top 6. Watch them, listen to them. It's all very different. They're going to be quicker in different parts of this circuit. You're going to see positional changes before very much longer as the guys get down to the rhythm wheel at the moment. It's an astounding drive by Marcus Winkelhock at this stage of the race.
Yeah, and these two running quite close together, the Nissan being chased by the very experienced Steve Owen, who raced with this team over at the Spa 24-hour last year, Roger Largo, up and took his operation from the Brisbane suburbs to one of the biggest endurance races in the world, 24 hours of Spa. Stephen Richards, David Russell and car owner Roger Largo behind the wheel. They did a really good job too. They were the only Lamborghini in the field. It's a car out of favour in international GT3 racing, but still quite strong here in Australia. And Owen's adapted very, very nicely to this car this weekend. Owen's been focusing on the longer run in the setup and balance of this car. David Russell's been focusing on the speed, and Largo a little bit of everything just to make sure they've got the best all-round combination. We jump a little bit further up the order and ride on board the turbocharged Nissan GTR Nismo GT3. Wolfie Reip behind the wheel of car 35. Plunges off the top of the hill. It'll be challenging for another half an hour or so there, because as you get to Skyline, to Brock Skyline, and dive off the hill, you're looking straight into the morning sun, almost due east, and then you plunge off the road. So with a dirty windscreen already, bugs being smashed against it for over an hour already, it will be very, very difficult to see just for that point of the racetrack. But it's a significant point because the road disappears, and then there's a 1 in 6 gradient as it drops down towards the Falcon Tyres elbow. Down Conrod Straight though, it's a great sound, and it'll be flat down here for the chase.
Let's have a listen. Had a feather there because of the TTRS in front of him. Amazing that you can hear that though. So onboard cameras, I always associate, of course, Australian sport and particularly Channel 7 with bringing on the technology of onboards. We had seen nothing like it in Europe when we were watching racing from here. Never got it live in those days, of course. It was this time of the year, bizarrely, ironically.
It was the panning, passing cameras,
yeah,
wasn't it?
Absolutely
Blew our minds back in the UK.
This was our winter motorsport. We'd see the James Hardy 1000 as it was in those days, around about January or February. And there's a certain irony that this North East England lad is now at the Mount Panorama circuit watching live motor racing and taking it to the world with our colleagues.
Let's talk.
Green flag being waved by one of the 500 marshals who are here this weekend, and the huge amount of horsepower is unleashed once again. Wolfie Reip's just not getting involved with the three guys ahead of the two Bentleys go through in fine formation.
Now we need to get through this first lap, because we've seen already that the safety cars breed safety cars, 2 in quick succession. The last thing this field needs now is a third, because already tyres and brakes are cold. But the other thing that's cold can sometimes be the organic component. They just need to tune the brain up a little bit and get themselves focused and switched on to racing. And often it's not so much the cars that cause the safety cars, it's a bit of a brain fade that can cause dramas. So they just need to get settled in. They need 2 or 3 laps in a row to get bunkered down in their car and get some laps under their belt.
It's about 4 seconds now. It was 2 at the line for Wolfie Reip, and his problem now is he's got Richard Muscat right up his tailpipes.
But he's got by one of the 3 cars that were in front. He's now got 2 cars between him and the overall leader, with the number 9 Audi and the number 12 Porsche, the gap. But you're absolutely right, John. It is the 36 car, Richard Muscat, is the factor now. 15 from 35 from 36 up on the top of the mountain with these 2 cars. This is the 15th and 16th position cars looking to get back onto the lead lap, but trying to stop them from doing that. The 2nd, 3rd and 4th place cars behind them.
The battle that's interesting is the 2nd and 3rd though as well. Look at the Nissan coming down through the elbow. The Falcon Tyres elbow has been cleaned up now, and it is the dark coloured Mercedes-Benz. Oh, and here comes Wolfie Reip. Dodges to the right-hand side of the Porsche. He'll pick up a little bit of a toll from the Audi. He's going to have to thread the needle and go back to the left. This is where the gamer in him comes to life. He saw the opportunity there and seized on it. He was like a snake going after a rat there as he went straight through. Beat them both and made the pass on 2.
We've talked about the computer gamer turned racer that these Nissan GT Academy program develops. You could not push the X button down any harder. Right there down Conrod Straight. Amazing stuff. Wolfie Reip threading the eye of the needle through the lapped cars who are in the same class, so they're every bit as quick.
That was brilliant, wasn't it? Because he used the draft of the cars ahead of him absolutely perfectly. How Nissan keep turning out of the GT Academy guys that don't have the experience.